Welcome on in, guys. Three bold takes, and we are back with Bowl Mania this year. We do this every single year. Link is in the description to join. Winner will receive a free Champions Three Bold Takes t-shirt courtesy of the guys over here at Three Bold Takes. But before we get into it, we are sponsored by SeatGeek, so use our discount code 3BoldTakes at checkout to get $20 off your first purchase. We are looking to go to a couple of bowl games. We will definitely be using SeatGeeks. You guys should too. It'll show you what's a good deal, what's a bad deal, and should save you a little bit of money off the top. Guys, welcome on in to the preview and prediction for the college football playoff quarterfinal game at the Sugar Bowl. We've got number 7 Notre Dame coming off of a routing, and yes, I'm going to use the term routing of Indiana. The score looks like it was a 10-point win. It wasn't a 10-point win. It was like a 24-point is really what that game was. Versus Georgia, the number 2 seed Georgia, number 7 Notre Dame. Georgia comes in as a 2-point favorite, but Carson Beck is not playing in the playoffs due to injury. So how does that affect things moving forward? Looks like Notre Dame has a 53% chance to win according to ESPN, and 83% of America picked Georgia over Notre Dame. Chase, let's sling it to you first.
Man, I'm actually kind of glad that you did. I'm actually pretty intrigued by this matchup. Definitely watching what Notre Dame did in the first round against Indiana. I thought they really went toe-to-toe with them, landed several great punches, really dominated that football game through and through. And then, like you mentioned, Freddie, just a couple late touchdowns make it look a lot closer. So in 10 years, an Indiana fan said, well, we took Notre Dame to the edge of it on the first round. You didn't. You got absolutely dominated through and through. But I'm excited about this one. I really am, because no Carson Beck for Georgia, your leader all season long. Notre Dame is playing extremely well on the defensive side of the ball. And then also Jeremiah Love, just wow. Kid can run the ball. You watch any of that Indiana game, that kid can fly, and is now has the longest rushing touchdown in playoff history, I believe it is. I don't know if they did just like opening round, but I think it's playoff history. But I think it's going to be pretty intriguing with Gunnar Stockton in at quarterback. I think he moved the ball extremely well in the Texas game. However, it was only for a half, and it looked like he started to slow down there going into overtime. So I'm going to be paying attention to that. But guys, I don't know. I don't know if you're smelling that. I don't know if you're sensing that. I don't know if you need to close your eyes so that your other senses can really pick. But I'm smelling a tad bit of an upset. Anybody an upset? Anybody? No. Are we smelling a Notre Dame Fighting Irish upset? We're not, because Georgia's going to end up winning this game. I think Georgia's defense is going to dominate it. But what you've watched all season with Georgia, no Brock Bowers, no Ladd McConkey, you've watched Carson Beck give every single defense he could an opportunity to win the game. And Georgia still finds a way to win. It's insane. Carson Beck throws 2-3 interceptions most games. They still find a way to win. I think Georgia does it again. Doesn't really matter about the quarterback for them. I think Notre Dame puts up a good fight, though. I'm going to say probably a 27 to like 23 game, 27-20. I think it's going to be a really fun one to watch. I think Notre Dame's defense is going to be well. And this is a better Notre Dame offense than we've seen in recent past and playoffs. Under Brian Kelly, under Marcus Freeman. So that's something else to pay attention to. It's not Ian Book doing a play action, guys. This is Riley Leonard and Jeremiah Love. It's going to be a good offense.
Yeah, I want to start with this Notre Dame team is going to do better than anything they did under Brian Kelly in major postseason play. Whether they win or lose, they are going to make this game competitive.
Yeah.
What's the over under on this game, Freddie?
44 and a half.
44 and a half. I'm tempted to say hit the under on that. With Gunnar Stockton being the starting quarterback for Georgia, I don't expect them to be able to light the scoreboard up. But that being said, Kirby Smart's going to lock Notre Dame down. I think it's a very similar thing to what Chase suggested with the Oregon Ohio State video, is that I don't think Georgia's dumb. I think they kind of knew Notre Dame was probably going to beat Indiana, and that was more than likely their primary focus as far as preparing for this game. I just don't. I've not. If Texas can't move the ball on Georgia, who can? first quarter Jalen Milroe. That seems to be the only person who was able to move the ball on Georgia. And even then, Alabama couldn't really do anything after the first quarter. They just caught them on their heels early and stacked it up on them before Georgia figured out what was going on. So when it came to, I went back and forth on picking this game forever. And I think what I finally settled on is I trust Georgia in a big game more than I trust Notre Dame. So even if the quarterback's out, Georgia is not a team that wins with QB play. So give me the dogs to get it done, but it's going to be less than a touchdown. I'm telling you that right now. This is going to be a low scoring, close affair, but I think Georgia gets it done. Give me the dogs to advance to the semifinal.
Yeah, Quinn, you mentioned that earlier today, and yes, they don't win with quarterback play, and this was my response was that I think they can lose it with Gunnar Stockton. Yes, Carson Beck is turnover prone, right? Multiple interceptions in a game, but he's going to throw for 350, 400 yards a game to make up for it. Prime example is the Alabama game. Throw multiple picks, but by God, you throw for almost 500 yards in the game and nearly come back. That's happened on multiple occasions. If you get a guy like Gunnar Stockton, who, let's be real, did not play that great in the Texas game when he came in, he nearly cost them the game with that late interception. Just a terrible, terrible read, terrible fake throwaway, whatever he was trying to do did not work out. I think Notre Dame pulls it off. I don't think Georgia's defense is good comparative to this year, right? And the teams that are in the country, they're not as dominant as they were 2 years ago, but they are very, very good. Their offense has taken a step back from the last couple of years. When you mention elite quarterback play, I think of Jake Fromm, right? Had a phenomenal defense at Georgia, right? But Jake Fromm was subpar, right? He couldn't win you games, but by God, he lost you a couple of games. I don't know what I'm getting from Gunnar Stockton. I know what I'm getting from Riley Leonard and this Notre Dame team. I've watched it for 13 games in a row. I love what Riley Leonard did at Duke and what he's now doing at Notre Dame. I think he's finally blossomed. He hit a rough patch earlier in the year, but he has since come to his senses, stayed healthy, has gotten more healthier and healthier throughout the year. And in turn, I think that Notre Dame's balling right now. So give me Notre Dame to pull off the upset, which, to be fair, it's a 2-point spread, but when you say it out loud that Notre Dame's going to beat Georgia, it sounds like a mountain that is just not possible for Notre Dame to climb. But I think of any year, it's this year that Notre Dame can do it, so I think they're guys, thanks for watching. That has been the Sugar Bowl and the playoff quarterfinal prediction. We're doing every single bowl game, so go back through, watch all the videos if you want. I'm Freddie, been joined by Chase and Quinn, and we'll see you guys in the next one.